And what you gonna do when Hulkamania and the largest arms in the world run wild on you?
I am a real American.
Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. First off, I'm going to say this. Do not tell me not to be excited. Do not tell me to not have optimism. Do not tell me when I'm looking at these teams and I'm seeing these highlights from these practices that what I'm looking at is not real. That's the first thing I'm going to say right off the bat. Second thing I'm going to say is hit that like and subscribe button if you're a New York Giants fan. You bleed blue like I bleed blue. Hit the like and subscribe button. You won't be disappointed. Another thing I want to say is rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Despite all of the recent news from the past couple of years with all of the stuff that was being said, despite all that, Hulk Hogan, for me growing up, Hulk Hogan was an icon. Hulk Hogan was an icon. I remember as a kid being young, Hulk Hogan faced The Undertaker. He got beat by The Undertaker and I cried. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Now let's get back to New York Giants football. Don't tell me not to be excited about Russell Wilson. Here we are, training camp, day 2. And we're seeing more of the same. And I'm seeing everybody reporting on what I've been talking about for months when it came to what to expect from Russell Wilson. I've been saying it for months. And guess what? I'm happy that a lot of people are saying it too. But listen, you know what, you heard it here first. I said I don't need Russell Wilson to be the Russell Wilson of old. I don't need it to be that. I don't need him to be 2020 Russell Wilson, 2015 Russell Wilson, Super Bowl. I need him to be on time. Can he get the ball out on time? That's the only thing that I've been telling everybody. If I'm lying, I'm flying. But timing. Can he get the ball out on time? And we've seen it in 2 practices now. Where is it spectacular throws, or it's not even about spectacular throws. It's the fundamentals of being on time. And just you see the results of what happens when a quarterback is on time. We're seeing touchdowns after touchdowns after touchdowns. That's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing. That goes for Jameis Winston as well. That goes for Jackson Dart too on the occasions where he is on time like that. Again, he's a rookie though, and we'll get into some of the plays from Jackson Dart a little bit later. But overall, I'm just going to say this before I get into the actual practice notes. Be excited. Get excited. Be ready for the New York Giants to do some things this year that maybe you think or thought were not possible. So that you're not surprised when the New York Giants start doing some things that you think or thought were impossible. Just have that type of faith, have that type of optimism. And again, we're in the last weeks of July. August is right around the corner. First preseason game is August 9th. Dable better be playing the starters, especially the offensive line. They need the reps. Everybody needs the reps. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into some of these practice notes, right? So Brian Dable was at the podium today. And, you know, the main focus of the conversation, right? Malik Nabers' toe, right? Asking Brian Dable about Malik Nabers' toe, the management of the injury. He told everybody, he said, I'm not going to, get into details about player injuries or what they're doing, rehabbing. He is rehabbing. We're going to manage his toe. And obviously, some of the quotes from yesterday about Malik Nabers, you got Giants fans sitting like, man, I don't even know what to do with this information. At some point in time, the toe is going to have to be addressed. It's most likely and hopefully not going to be addressed this season. Hopefully he can stay healthy. He can manage the health of that toe. And then as soon as the season is over, possibly get that surgery. I'm thinking he needs to really think about Not how he's feeling at the time, but how he's going to be feeling the next 6 years or the next 10 years. However long he's in the league, however long he's with the New York Giants, he needs to focus on the future and his production and his health and moving forward, not just how he feels right now. I think he's going to end up getting that surgery at the end of the season. Hopefully, nothing happens this season or before this season where, he misses a lot of time. That's me being selfish as a New York Giants fan. I need Malik Nabers on the field. But that's pretty much the only information I want to talk about as far as what Brian Daboll said at the podium today. Let's get into these practice notes. And the first thing I want to say is this. Malik Nabers is absolutely 100%, no doubt in my mind, unguardable. Unguardable, no matter the routes, no matter where he's lined up at, whether it's in the slot, whether it's outside wide, whether he's in motion. Malik Nabers is unguardable, whether you get your hands on him or not. And listen, I'm saying this because I'm seeing him lined up against Paulson Adebo. I'm seeing him going against Tate Banks. I haven't seen him going against Patrick Surtain or something like that. I'm just saying right now from what I'm seeing, the way that he is being dominant in these practices against other starters, when I look at who the best cornerbacks in the league are, I'm saying that he has a chance against the best of the best cornerbacks in the league. Malik Nabers, perfect, Twitter handle names, can't guard Malik, why guard Malik, whatever. The man is looking unguardable already. And one of the best things about it is, going back to the quarterback, going back to Russell Wilson, is the timing on the throws. The more and more these guys build chemistry, I'm talking about Russell Wilson and Malik Nabers, all those stats that I thought about for Russell Wilson, and I pumped the brakes, and then I'm getting into practice, and I'm realizing one thing about the quarterback position when it comes to the New York Giants. Get the ball to the playmakers. Give your playmakers the chance to make a play. That's the number one job of the quarterback. Get the ball to the playmakers and allow your playmakers to make a play. And again, it sounds so simple. It sounds so easy. But when you're not seeing that, when you haven't seen that in so long, when you see it, it looks like the best thing in the world. And again, we're talking about Russell Wilson, 36 years old. The man to be 37, I think, in November. Just him being a quarterback looks so much different than what we've been dealing with. On time ball placement means a lot. There's clip after clip today of Malik Nabers doing things. Pause. One-on-one, kicking butt. That's it. Second person I want to talk about is Abdul Carter. I remember for the people that are Ghostbuster fans, right? Ghostbuster fans. And the first Ghostbusters, when they first started the company, they were waiting on, the first phone call. And I forget what the receptionist's name was. And she, they got the first phone call and she yelled out, "We got one." Well, New York Giants fans, we got one. Whether it's outside, inside, wherever they want to line up this defensive weapon named Abdul Carter, almost making plays from anywhere. And again, we're talking 2 days into practice. But just the elite athleticism is on display already, and also tenacity. Just nastiness. Showing a repertoire of moves already. Strength to power, speed. Oh, speed to power, sorry. Speed to power. It's good to see. It's good to watch. I feel good about it. He made a play today. He put JMS on his ass. A gap blitz. Nasty work. JMS ended up in the locker room when Abdul Carter got finished with him. Thrown past the quarterback. You saw another play with him coming off of the edge. I think it was Marcus Bowe. We saw speed to power, rush, shed the block. First of all, he pushed the tackle into Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart is trying to escape the pocket. He ripped and sheds the block. and chases down Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart throws it in the dirt. I can't wait for the pads to come on. Number one reason why I can't wait for the pads to come on is I want to see it real time, full pads, real action, just to know that it's real. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait for the first joint practice either. I'm getting ahead of myself. Some other notes. Again, still full competition between Flott and Tay Banks. They are rotating the CB2 spot. I guess that decision will be more made when preseason gets here, I'm assuming. But Cordell Flott making plays, Tay Bank making plays, fantastic. Another note I saw from Bobby Skinner, Kubis was doing some snap work. He was snapping the ball today. That's something that a lot of people have been waiting to see. But Kubis, taking some snaps, especially after the news, hearing about the news about JMS getting thrown into the bleachers. It is what it is. I'm over exaggerating because that is my son. I don't want to talk too badly about him. Let's wait for the pads to get on. But again, great play by Abdul Carter. Dart, man, the growing pains continue with Jackson Dart. He had the interception today, picked off. Pass was stepped in front of by Trey Hawkins, picked off. He did have a touchdown to Jalen Hyatt. Nice back shoulder throw. Just crept into the end zone. Shout out to Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt went down today. Scared me a little bit. Ended up just being some cramping. And again, I absolutely believe that the NFL will be knocking on his door to take a test. They're going to pass him a cup to take that test. We'll see what happens. And hopefully, he did things the right way. But yeah, Dart had another interception today by Trey Hawkins, and also had a touchdown today. Jalen Hyatt, one of the better throws of practice today. There were some good throws today, but one of the better throws, especially for him in training camp. Another person I want to talk about is Wan'Dale Robinson told everybody today, don't forget about me. I'm not an afterthought. Big Dash, I heard what you've been saying about me being a gadget guy. Shut up. That's what I got from Wan'Dale Robinson today. He had a nice touchdown on a slot fade, beat Andrew Phillips, got up talking crazy trash. So, and then the next play, Andrew Phillips gets his payback and gets an interception on a 2-point conversion. So I'm loving the back and forth between the offense and the defense. We're seeing good plays from the offense, good plays from the defense. Is not lopsided. It's pretty balanced. If you still want to, edge things, I'm still trying to edge it to the defense a little bit. Right, because they're just getting to the backfield. Obviously, you got the would-be sacks happening, but they're continuing these plays. Like the touchdown pass from Dart to Hyatt would have been a sack in a real game. Had a free runner, but red jerseys. Get the timing down, get the chemistry. Thomas Fedoni got involved with a one-handed touchdown today. Daniel Bellinger had a nice touchdown from Russell Wilson today, beating the coverage. Bobby Okereke had a nice rep on defense, covering Cam Scatterbull out of the backfield. Good play by him. Cam Scatterbull had a nice run today. He's making plays. He's showing that he has good hands as well. Right now, the way things are shaping up, I almost feel like I did go to these training camp. I wish I did make the time to catch the flight and go to the training camp practices, because right now it's full of excitement. And I'm a little bit jealous, to be honest. I'm a little bit, tad bit, actually very, very jealous. Going to end out with some of the stats that we have here. Russell Wilson went 9 for 15, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Jackson Dart went 3 for 8, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And again, Kafka is the one calling the plays right now. Darius Slayton was at the podium after practice talking about, asked about the difference between, Kafka calling the plays. He said he called the plays in 2022. He's used to his voice. Not a big change or anything like that, but That's my notes from practice today. Oh, James Hudson and Brian Burns, they really don't like each other. I don't know how they are in the locker room, but when they're locked in on that field, they don't like each other. There was a play today where Burns ended up going to the ground. I believe Hudson and Runyon offered him a hand to pick him up. He did not take their hands. He waited for his own defensive teammate to come by to offer a hand to get up. And I love it. I love the energy of both sides of the ball this year. Hopefully we can take that energy into the season. Again, we're 2 days into training camp, and I am very, very pleased with what I'm seeing. Again, my range was 7 to 10 wins. I'm going to keep my range there. But what I've been seeing, right, 7 is the floor as far as wins for this team. With the tough schedule, 7 is the floor in my opinion. 7 is the floor. Let me know what you guys think, man. If you were at the practice, let me know what you guys saw. Anything that I might have missed, go ahead and put that in the comment section down below. And again, if you have been watching this video and you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do so. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.